Good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, or wherever you happen to be. And my camera is very blurry. It wasn't blurry that long ago. So we can get it to focus. Focus. There we go. I think it focused. Okay. This is going to be the Ashes of Creation development update for October. Yes, I know it's 4 months late. But if you didn't see the last video, I lived out of a van for 5 months. So I had no access to internet or anything like that. So this is my first look. And I'm trying to catch up to all of them. Hopefully you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble. Either case, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. I'm going to give my reactions as far as, do I like it, not like it. A lot of the time I just kind of sit here and there's not a whole lot to say. But I do try to interject and add to it wherever I feel it is necessary or I have something pertinent to add. Often in the very beginning, there's stuff that not a whole lot to talk about, and then usually near the end as well. So probably won't watch the whole thing. I usually end it, or pause their video near the end of the last couple of minutes. So I've already given it a like because it's Ashes of Creation. It's probably going to be good. So let's get into it. Okay, my audio is not coming through. Through that, so why not? Let's go to default and let's see if that works. Sometimes I have... There we go, audio issues. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, if you are joining me in chat, and I will respond to you guys in chat as well. If you do have things to say. I will try not to pause it if I can avoid it, just because I don't have a lot of time. I have to be in bed. I should be in bed in an hour. And this is an hour and a half long. So we'll try and just kind of get through it as quickly as possible here. And I am eating my dinner at the same time, so sorry if it's rude.
Welcome, ghouls and goblins, to our glorious Ashes of Creation October development update.
How do you pronounce that?
Sorry, I just having a little fun.
I love your costume. It looks so
you
good.
Awesome
Captain.
too.
Oh, thank you.
The community voted.
Star Trek.
There might have been a Steven influence in there.
Yes, that is true. I mean, honestly, you did such a great job. I love
Halloween
the
episode.
Horns, the feathers,
really good.
the wings. It all looks so good. Did you make all that by yourself?
Some of it I did. This I bought, but the feathers and stuff. But this, I decided to go with just black because I can use it for other cosplay stuff than just this.
Oh, yeah.
But she's got like a purpley vibe to her, so I got some purple in there. You look awesome. Where did you get that?
I ordered this off of Amazon. But it's crazy. It came last night and I was looking at it and I was
close.
I don't remember there ever being a uniform that looked like this in Star Trek.
And so the new one.
Star Trek.
No, I looked all around and I couldn't see any
strap
uniform.
Thing is interesting too.
Well, the strap that's like old school, kind of like Wrath of Khan-esque.
And you got what's the emblem from?
It's like a little Admiralty thing.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd never actually seen this costume. I was talking to Ash this morning. I was like, yeah, I don't remember where this costume came from. But oh well, I'm a mirror universe.
Yeah,
we've
it looks
got
good.
Quite a stream in store for you, and we also have like a company potluck thing. So Steven and I are hungry. We're gonna try to see if we can do this in an hour. I feel like we say that, but we always go for like an hour and a half.
I know. We have a potluck today.
Yeah.
Ooh. And I was looking at some food that was getting made last night, and I was like, ooh, this looks good. Yeah, McP.
It was a good thing they're talking about food, because that's what I'm eating.
McP with the teasers. Basically, we have a sign-up sheet. I love spreadsheets, so I made a sign-up sheet. It's a little crazy.
Won't take me too long.
Yeah, we're bringing back our monthly potlucks. We used to do these monthly when we were in the office, but we didn't really have furniture when we first started coming into the office. And now we have like some kitchen stuff, so we're starting it back up by popular demand. I got a lot of people spamming me, going, "When is our potluck gonna come back?"
By the way, I am actually streaming from the office.
You're in the office right now.
I know. I am in the studio right now. So this is the first stream
with the
from the studio. I mean, not our studio room, obviously, but first stream from the studio in what, like almost
to their office
a year and like what, a year and a half, I think.
I feel like for me running the broadcast, it's much more comfortable for me to be at home since I kind of stream all the time anyway.
Barbecue or something like that.
Whereas my work PC, I bet you my work PC could stream.
Oh,
I just don't know. I'd have to reset everything up is the problem. But yeah, we're working on our live stream room. We're getting budget approval from Steven, and we'll be repurposing a room. We're kind of going for like a spooky fantasy apothecary vibe, so it will be very cool and moody.
That'll be cool.
You know, with some like gothic, Victorian furniture.
You have to be really careful with the lighting.
We'll make it work.
But yeah,
we're working on that. Probably won't be something you'll be seeing by the end of this year, but we'll be redoing our office, and then once that's all set up, we'll be doing all of our live streams from there, and you'll be seeing some new faces on the stream. Right now, it's just easier if we continue this way for the purpose of what we have. But we did spooktacular it up. Mike did a great job of making some new assets for us on here. So, if you've never tuned into our live streams before, we go over pretty much everything that happened in the month. So, if you missed anything, you're not going to anymore. We'll go over our reminders. We have a hefty list of them today. They're kind of announcements and reminders if you haven't been paying attention. We have our studio update from Steven, which should be maybe a little shorter than usual. We have our design update and engineering update, environment art and character art update, and then we have our Q&A. We'll try to get through it for you all.
I don't know if they've done a tour yet or not. I'm
just
slowly making
we do have quite a few little video pieces for you as well, so I'm sure y'all will enjoy those.
That'll be fun.
So to kick it off, I will kick off things with our reminders. First and foremost, we have our Extra Life live stream. This is our 24-hour live stream. We technically do this for like 25 hours just because it's easier to just say 10 a.m. to 10 a.m., but it always falls on daylight savings time, so I think we end up always doing 25 hours. But it's dedication, man. This year we've raised the goal a little bit more to 25K. Last year you guys were amazing, and I believe we went over 80,000, which was just insane. But we do have lots of cool donation goals for everybody, which will...
I just want you to know, Michael Bacon came into my office during stream just to give me a bunch of candy.
Are they tricks or are they treats? That's the question.
I guess they're treats. So,
Michael,
come over here. You want to say hi? Come say hi to the stream.
They probably can't hear him.
Hold on, he's coming. He's coming around.
Did he bring candy for everyone?
No, he just brought candy for me. Look right here. In here. What's up, buddy?
There he is.
Where's his costume? He's usually pretty good.
Where's the costume? They want to know. What?
You make a good Santa Claus.
Oh no, Michael! You better run over to Target or something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you for the treats, Michael.
He usually does a good job. He usually does something crazy.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks. It's always nice to see our Bacon. We'll definitely have Bacon back on for sure.
They said technically you do have a costume. They said you're the rocker Bacon because you got the glasses going on.
I'll turn myself up a little bit more.
So for our 24-hour live stream, we do have quite a few goals. We
almost done my noodles
up to the 12,000 marker. We have some other ones like we're all going to jump into the pool, like an ultimate dunk tank thing in whatever we're wearing at the time, which could be a cow suit, a dinosaur outfit, I don't know. And then there's all kinds of other goodies that are there, as well as some really cool lore pieces. This year's lore is going to be,
I hope they don't disrupt the ducks.
a little step up from our previous lore in the sense of like what you guys have seen. We've put together quite a presentation for you all, so you'll definitely want to unlock all the pieces to be able to see what's in store for you.
Like I said, I won't be doing the live stream.
We'll be playing our Pathfinder game set in Ashes of Creation.
I might watch it in the background when I'm streaming other games.
We'll be playing Pathfinder with Steven GMing us.
Just because.
And you can affect the game.
That's a long time.
The only thing we changed from last year, because we basically looked and saw what people were donating, was the Change Places one. That's a new one. Because that one, I think only one person donated for, so we swapped it for something else. And Change Places basically means that the players have to change like which character they're playing, which should be pretty crazy. But yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff, planned for that. And you can go check it out.
Trying to get my dinner done here
our link
at the same
there,
time.
bit.ly/AOC
I know it's rude.
2021. Go ahead and start donating. Those will immediately start affecting it right from the beginning. So go on and head over there. And if you are doing your own stream yourself, you can actually join our team. And go to that same link. You'll see that our team is there. You can add and join there. So if you're doing your own stream, you can actually join our stream team. And we can work together to raise money for an awesome cause. I believe Stephen and I are going to try to do a chat with Rady Children's Hospital as well. We're trying to lock something in so we can kind of chat with them. We're going to try to do it before live stream, but if it's after, we'll share the video with you guys as well. We want to be involved as much as we can with our local hospital. We're trying to find other ways that we can also work with them as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff.
I like somebody in chat said, wait, you're telling me I could have paid $35 this whole time to roll nat 20s? So you're talking about their game.
You could if your GM was down. Next up, we have our glorious Gourds. But first, I'm going to show a little video of our team doing theirs. It started at a weird part. But
I will also be munching on some strawberries.
This is such a cool event.
They're so good. These are so crazy good. I won't have too many because I'll get like a tummy ache or something. But
area. It was
so
cool
again,
to see
this is
everyone kind
last
of
year.
try to make
So
these awesome looking
kind of what they look like. They're like really dark.
Which started out great from a sketch perspective as I was watching, and then like as they started carving, things went a little downhill.
My dinner.
No, but I thought they turned out really cool.
Your runny nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone killed it. So yeah,
I didn't have to work so much. I could do these videos earlier.
As well, but of course, what you guys want to know is who won the prizes. Ooh, so this year we upped the ante. We have even more rewards for people. We had even more winners, and we had some really cool stuff.
Those kind of gaming chairs are really not that great for you,
gaming
to be
chair.
honest.
And of course, some returning items as well that you might have seen.
I did lots of research.
As well as Alpha 2 access. So if you, I know there's a lot of people who said, I can't really afford
Nexus Gaming. That was basically the extent of my research.
The backer or pre-order packages or anything like that. This was kind of your opportunity to be part of that. Not only did we do a contest, we also did a sweepstakes because we got a lot of feedback that people were like, well, I'm not really a creative person. I don't really do digital or carving.
Somebody stole my design idea.
I can't find a pumpkin.
For the most pad.
So
I still have the most pad around here somewhere. I can show you guys.
And you could have, been in both of them.
Still probably packed up.
So you got a double opportunity. So with that, without further ado, here we go. Let's show off the winners. Are you ready, Stephen? This is the first time the winners will be announced.
The winners?
Yeah, these are the winners.
Oh, I voted in this. I should have had like a. Okay, let's see.
It's all on the run of show, so if you want to.
Oh, okay.
If you guys have seen this one already.
So first and foremost, we have our gleeful winner. Our digital gleeful winner, creative.
That's funny.
What is happening there?
So it's our corgi. We have a corgi in our game. If you guys don't know, there is actually a corgi in our game, and he's crushing. I think he's crushing Nick's pumpkin because Nick carved a pumpkin, and Fee's like all about it. So Fee and Nick are our two like little mascots. And if you didn't know, I'm gonna blow your mind.
Is that supposed to be a butt?
It's Fee Nick, like Phoenix.
Oh, okay. But it's not a butt?
No, it's definitely a corky butt.
That's a butt.
Definitely sat down on poor Nick's
Oh, that's like
pumpkin.
A butt cheek dimple in the side, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Very graphic with that one. How did that
Some
get
serious hips too, man. Look at them
you
feet
voted on this. I saw you. I saw you. Don't even start.
I put like a 4 out of comedy, I think.
Yeah,
big
this
ass.
one won.
I mean, I could skip ahead on this because this doesn't really matter.
So winning the physical one, so great job, Cheesy Weasel. I believe you've already been contacted.
I mean,
we'll be talking to you about getting information so that we can send you your rewards. So congratulations on that. Our physical
like
winner
10 minutes
for
of this.
Our gleeful prize
is, I mean, this is not really related to the game. That does look really cool.
Oh yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, Evelyn made this.
No, that looks really good.
And our resident Flanagan, aka Toast.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip ahead on this.
Yeah, that's super
just because
cool.
I want to react to
Toast
the game stuff
last year.
So let's just skip ahead on that.
Yeah, people People killed it. Every year, we're always like,
it's only another hour to go. And I mean, you guys can always go back and watch that. But this, so this is really like 4 months old.
The goodness, and hopefully you'll appreciate all of the rewards. And we'll definitely see you all
my
in
beverage. I need to start a beer fund. I mean, it's $10 for 6. So I mean, it's a really good deal.
Next up, just quick reminder of the things that are going on the website. We have continued work on improving our SSO, 2FA, and general like account security stuff. That's all underway. Whenever we have our update, we'll notify you all via our support channels and our support and mobile web designs. Last month, I told you all that those were being created. Those designs are now complete, and the next steps to implement them are moving forward.
Which is a bot.
We have Anytow. I don't know if that's a bot or not. Live. Beyond that, we have our monthly cosmetics are going to be swapping over. The Dying of the Light is scheduled to swap over November 3rd, 2021 at 11 a.m. Pacific. So if you're interested in that, check that out. And of course, all those details are always in our article. We always let you know way a month in advance when things are swapping over. So there are no surprises. Last month, we asked you, what are your thoughts around character and gear inspection, particularly as it relates to settings and options? Should you have the option to allow or disallow others from inspecting your character? Why or why not?
I think that is a good option.
We really appreciate all of the feedback that you all sent for our dev discussion.
Disallow for PvP reasons.
And of course, November we will have another one that will be coming up here, and that one is going to be on
allow people to inspect you to help you out with your gear.
That's something that you're super passionate about.
Help with builds or whatever.
Like all of us should be, because it's something that we deal with. We're interacting with all the time.
User interface.
Please get your feedback.
Very customizable.
Post that up. And then, of course, we have our guild gathering ones. We asked you, what administrative functions do you wish other games had in their guild management system? Anything that you always feel like you're missing as a guild leader or officer? And you all had some amazing suggestions. I think our design team had quite a few extra ones as well that they felt were necessary as well. So it's cool to see that, we have all of the ones that you guys want, as well as some extra ones internally.
Munching on these.
And next month, we will be doing another one, and this is going to be on
guild
versus guild politics.
After this one, I'll have 5 left.
Juicy one to be part of.
So I'm thinking I need to start a beer fund.
Feedback so that we can make sure.
Maybe I'll make that my next donation goal after my housewarming. That apparently nobody wants to help me warm my house.
Last but not least, our content creator program is still open for applications. We have not sent invitations yet, but applications are out there. So go forward until we close the application process. Beyond that, I think we're ready for our studio update.
I still want to do the online radio. I just don't know how to do it.
A lot of reminders for this month and announcements.
All right. It's 11:25. We're ready to start. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You can join me in chat as well.
I know.
Pop into Beck's studio.
Yes, not too much really on the studio update front this month. We've been plugging along, obviously, in our completing our retrospectives, completing our review process. We have gone through kind of research and iteration phase, and now are moving on to implementation of some of the core features for Alpha 2.
I don't have the bot set up.
Things have been going pretty good here at the studio. We've finally got all of our furniture in. The vast majority of us are back now in the studio. We're just waiting on some ancillary, artistic touches to the studio. Hiring's been going great. You got to be active or you'll be purged. The whole having a bunch of people really applying to the studio, excited about the project, and wanting to somebody just walked by and put a weird monster head across the door window. So there's like peeking in the office. I'm sorry. Okay,
I think it's gonna be a long stream, guys. Buckle in.
Hiring's been going great. We've had a lot of great talent applied to the studio naturally, organically, just in their awareness of the project. You guys as a community helping on that front has been extraordinary. We really appreciate it. We have now some additional internal recruiters that have started. Stacy, Cameron, they're getting hard to work here in helping fill some some additional positions, and we have the space now to grow in the new studio, so we're very excited about that. Things have been going really good on the design and engineering front. A lot of tech debt that was part of the Alpha 1 milestone that has been pretty much shored up now. and they have been able to move on to some pretty exciting feature development. So that's been exciting to watch. We'll have some updates for you in this stream. But otherwise, things are going really good at the studio. So very excited for this next chapter. Very excited for this next milestone. Alpha 2, I think, is going to be a real game changer. So yeah.
Looking forward to the announcement of Alpha 2.
Stuff to keep everyone happy outside of work as well.
So far, I'm not aware of any.
Moved here, so just having fun.
Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up, so I'm trying not to peek
up, we have
ahead.
Our design and engineering update. And would you like to start with the video, or
yeah, we can start with a video. I know you guys have been patient, kind of going along so far. Just want to give you a real quick precursor to the video. One, as we've said last month in the development live stream, that post Alpha 1, there's going to be an interim period where a lot of things are getting torn apart in the build, in the engine, and is being iterated upon. New features are being developed. And in that regard, it's going to be a little while before we actually show you some new in-game mechanics and, new areas where they need to get into a good state. They need to be presentable. So we want to make sure we're cognizant of that. But in the interim, we always have things moving forward on the art side, being able to show you guys some of the animal husbandry system and how kind of variants occur on a per animal basis. You're going to see that in this video a little bit. You're going to see a new mount in this video. So just wanted to, keep the pace of monthly giving you an in-game look at some of these things as they come online. You'll be getting more into the mechanical and systems aspect of things in future months. But for now, this is just a short, sweet video in-game just to show you some mount variants in the animal husbandry system and a couple new mounts.
All right, we'll see you all in about 8 minutes.
Welcome, Ashes of Creation community, to another stream on the development of Ashes of Creation. Happy to have you guys with us today. A very spooky Friday. Hope you guys are planning to have a fun weekend and enjoying Halloween for those of you who celebrate. Just wanted to take a moment to jump in game and give you guys an update on some progress. So
progress is good. We like
said
progress.
Over the last couple of live streams, exiting out of Alpha 1, there's going to be a significant period of downtime.
Standing in front of a respawn point. I think it's in one of the raid dungeons.
Broken states and kind of reiterating on a lot of these systems, as well as implementing additional features for Alpha 2. That work is moving ahead. Teams are doing a great job in that front. But there are some things I can't show you. And when I can, I would love to jump in game and kind of give you that that progress report. So as you can see here, I am just walking along.
That hair needs some animation, I think.
But there are some things on an animal husbandry front.
It needs a little sway in the hair.
To those of you who like that kind of thing. So let me show you some of the things that we've been doing. Now, some of you may be familiar with the Dawnbreaker mount. Just to give you like a little bit of an update, Jinxie's gone ahead and done a second pass on the Dawnbreaker, updated some of the hair, some of the features of the face.
The Dawnbreaker, isn't it?
And
the otter.
I think you will be happy to see
that looks like
some
an owl.
of those updates. So as you can see, the wings have gotten a little bit of a treatment. But
what do they call the otter thing? I forget.
This light a little bit. You can see the hair has been updated as well. The eyes, the beak.
Oh yeah. That's the one that's got like the butterfly wings.
Better position. Hold on. All right, there we go. Oh, it's angry. Hey, whoa, calm down. Calm down. All right, I know you're excited. But as you can see,
a raccoon tail.
Some of the wings have been updated. The hair has been updated. The model itself, it's looking much better.
It's looking really good.
Very cool. But to demonstrate some of the things that are possible through the animal husbandry system, let me show you some alternative Dawnbreakers. Okay. So, you saw that guy. But what about this dude?
So the wings are different. That's about it.
Look at those green wings. Look at the things you can change on these animals.
Change the wings.
Love it.
Which is nice. I mean, if you have guild colors, you can modify your wings or something through the husbandry.
This guy looks pretty cool. All right,
for your guild. So that'd be a nice touch.
Wait for it. Ooh.
That almost looks like that's the best
and it's
fit.
Not just the wings that can change, as you'll see in the next one.
Well, those wings look like they're the best fit for the mount.
Let's take a look at this guy. Wait, here's not. Let's take a look at.
It's gonna have a patrol on him here soon. Oh yeah.
Ooh, this guy's like a dark moth one, and you can see.
Oh yeah,
he's got variant eye color. Variant.
Yeah, that looks cool. Because the color matches the body kind of thing, eh?
And the emissive on the wings have changed. And these are just a few options through the animal husbandry system that are
That's cool.
Let's see.
Breed.
Let me show you. Another one. Actually, this guy's not a variant. This is a mount that you might have seen a while ago, the Plumed Halberdier.
Oh yeah, where it's got like the axe for a beak or something.
So pretty. I love the.
Well, I think it has like
I love the axe.
Oh, okay, it's not a it's not a bone this time. I think before it looked like a bone or something. Yeah, this is where they just have it as a thingy on the beak. That's cool.
Yeah, this guy's awesome.
Because you just run into battle and it's got the blade on the beak and hopefully it can do some damage.
Sprint a bit. Oh no! Flame-scarred corruptor. This guy's coming for me. All right, yeah, go back from whence you came, fiend. Well, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at some of the
raid.
Cool
I think it should follow you the
updates
whole
and
way.
progress on the animal husbandry front, and taking a look at also some of the mounts that came out. Yet again, I want to remind you that as we're kind of moving towards Alpha 2 here and tearing apart systems and working on new features, you will get more updates in future live streams. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at some of these cool advancements on the art side. Stuff's coming together and looking good. See you guys back on stream, and have a happy Halloween. Bye.
Oh my god, that was so freaking cool.
So, did you have fun showing off all the goodness?
I like those mounts. They look nice.
No, I was listening.
I want one.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, absolutely. So, the cool thing about watching us
animal husbandry is definitely going to be a fun aspect of the game. I think it's definitely going to be
graphics, gets improved, the models themselves get improved.
It's a nice sub game within the game.
Like
like there's going to be people that'll be
systems heavy, mechanics
really
heavy
focused
stuff
on that,
you're
and
not
specializing in it.
For
so I think that'll
probably
be cool.
at least a couple more months. That includes like combat. It includes systems.
I have a list if you'd like me to read through that.
Oh
too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
engineering sent over a list of things. Obviously, they're working on the initiatives through this December as well, with a bunch of goodness. But they're supporting environment for world building needs, and I'll be talking a little bit about that in the environment section. They're optimizing blueprint scripts to code. And I know design is helping assist with a lot of that too, just making everything a little bit more performance related, and cleaning things up. Code system cleanup, cleaning out deprecated codes and systems. Player character animation system revamp, which you probably won't see for a few months. Another one of those things that Stephen had mentioned. I think a few of these are
getting rid of
like
code
that.
you don't
The new
need anymore.
advanced AI system that they're working on, and
just,
upscaling game
code
network
that's just
capabilities
redundant.
for players and NPC capacities, as well as new combat and ability systems applied to NPCs, and then also improve player NPC movement performance and smoothness.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of initiatives right now underway. And
I hope they roll a D20.
It takes time, obviously, for us
for initiative
after Alpha 1 for us to go through and implement those features, those updates, that kind of tech debt work that's necessary. Right. So just be patient with us over the next couple of months. Right. You're going to have a little bit of a lull in systems heavy or mechanics heavy kind of previews, right? Because all of that stuff is getting actively worked on at the moment for Alpha 2. So that's a pretty important thing. But what we can show you is fun stuff, the artistic stuff, right? The passes that are being done, the new models that are being created, the world coming to life, essentially, right? And that's always a fun thing to see.
And we can show some things. Like I think last month we showed off some of the performance stuff that our team is working on, as well as the node system.
For sure.
What do you call that?
Yeah, the node ticks.
So we can definitely show some of that stuff, and we will. The pieces that we're comfortable with sharing, we definitely will. Some of it has to be a little secret, so no one steals our stuff. But yeah.
Oh dear. Yes. So great thing though on the design front is, and actually just to talk a little bit about the video that you saw. Right, those variations that were present with the Dawnbreaker, right? Those are examples of how animal husbandry surfaces kind of subtle changes from subtle to extreme, right? Those were more subtle, right? Those are wing variations, those were fur variations, color variations, eye color variations, all of that kind of stuff, gets represented as part of the animal husbandry system. And it's cool to see what's available for players to experiment with, to discover, to essentially engage on in the animal husbandry front. But I think that's really something that's cool because it gives a uniqueness, a character, essentially to the profession itself, right? Yielding something unique to the actual player.
Well, like I say, it becomes a
that's
sub
always a fun thing
part
to see.
of it,
Now,
like a sub
you did see
game
that
of the
as a
game
flying
itself.
mount, and of course, always I need to say, flying mounts are restricted to essentially high titles. Those are mayors of metropolises and kings and queens of castles. But the winged mounts, for those who are not of royal nature, they do have gliding capabilities, and those gliding capabilities can be developed. So you can but the other thing that's cool, and really what design has been focusing now, and a little bit we spoke about last month, and I'm not sure, are there any other pieces that we want to show from design visually?
No, I'll be moving on to the environment art next.
Cool, very cool. So just real quick on the design front, it's been a really great process over this last month and a half, essentially, where we've kind of gone through, obviously, the player feedback. We talked about that last month. We've gone through, kind of identifying the changes that we want to make based off of the experiences in Alpha 1. Even though that was a very core technical stand-up, there was still a lot of great information that was received on the design front for the intents of future Alpha 2 systems and mechanics. So working very closely with the design team on that front, I think I don't know how many hours of the day in the last month
long
and a half.
discussions.
Yes, many hours.
Verbal battling.
A lot of passion. Love the passion. It's a lot of fun too, because you're surrounded by other MMORPG players and developers and lovers of this genre, and we all have an eclectic past and different games that we participated in, things that we loved about those games. So that's
things that we learned, things that we think people, we need to fix or solve.
The fan art there.
Things that we think people did well that we'd like to make sure
really good stuff in there. Really creative people.
I think there's a wide balance of that. And to touch on the front that Stephen mentioned in regards to some of this stuff, we won't be showing for a few, like a little bit of time. That also ties in with our creative director's letter too. I know there's some discussion about this in the community, but we will probably be having one of those in December with some more information potentially. Yep. And also that will include a video and some infographics from our Alpha 1 as well. So we just want to make sure that we have kind of a solid, I wouldn't say roadmap, but a little bit more of, a solid piece of information that we can give you all about the next quarter and what that looks like for us. And then obviously we'll continue doing those quarterly past that point. But right now we're, like Stephen said, a lot of it is kind of tech debt, looking at the stuff that we have, redesigning some things that we think
pretty dignified
need changing based on everyone's feedback. But we're really taking everything to heart. So thank you all so much for coming into our Alpha 1.
He's like, I should wear this around the office
but watched a lot of content, left a lot of feedback. We even went and looked at feedback from videos that our like content creators created, and we read through those pieces. So we really did a thorough dive into all of the things that you guys were saying, good and bad, and we want to make sure that we're just making a really great game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Moving on. We've got a lot to get through in 15 minutes. I don't think we're going to make it. So first and foremost, we'll switch over to our environment goodies, which will start with some props. I'm going to show these, and I'm going to just talk a little bit about what the environment team has been up to. These are concepts of the Imperium props, but
yeah, they do a really good job. Like
environment
the one
team
thing
themselves
about
have been finishing
a lot
building
of the
remaining
stuff
props
that they
assets
show,
for Empyrean, Kalar,
people
and
could,
Junior
I
races,
think,
and you've been
legitimately
seeing a lot of
make
those as we've been
in real life.
Showcasing them, and then also there will be some that I'll be
the
showing
different
today
tables,
as well.
chairs,
They're doing
shelves,
node R&D for node levels. This basically showing, from a town all the way to a metropolis, what that looks like, how much space that takes up, what each of the races kind of look like, where buildings are placed, where paths are placed. That
people
kind
are good
of thing.
at pottery or
trying
whatever.
To make sure those feel, unique and different every single time they're
make
built.
Some of them.
It's a lot of tech that goes into that. They're also building out the Vera map. You guys have seen the map. Obviously, there may be some changes that come along the way, but they're finishing planning their paths for the remaining biomes that they have left, as well as the world details in regards to those pieces. Maybe there's some different types of, plants they need for each of those biomes, etc.
I could see somebody making that chariot.
So they're kind of making the plans for all of those things. Obviously, prop content
that's
started
the nice
for
thing is it's
the
all kind of
Vaylune
based
and
on a level
You haven't
of
really seen a lot of those
realism
yet, but those are coming in, and you'll be seeing those coming in, in the future, as well as building out camp through village stage modular buildings,
fishing and hunting
for
stuff,
Vaylune and Renkai as well. So I think we've shown in the past a lot of Empyrean, Kalar, Junior stuff, and you'll be seeing some of the new races coming forward as well. They're doing some dynamic. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, one of the big things, obviously, in this heavy production work of creating all of these props and these assets that, essentially fill the world is,
there's apples on top.
I think as you guys have seen, our attention to detail, our desire to create a very immersive environment is strong with this team. And all of this diversity,
just like what I've been commenting on.
Work that's done on the prop front, on the asset front, helps to convey that when you're in game. And over the years in development, you guys have seen, if you've been following, significant strides in visual fidelity, essentially, right? And having that diverse ecosphere of these types of prop works for environments like villages and
definitely stuff that
node advancement.
I think people are going to be able to do on Etsy
for
make some
fun
money
and immersive atmosphere for players.
If somebody started making denier furniture, I would
doing such a great
seriously
job
consider
detailing, what these props, contain, because oftentimes in many games we probably played together. There's not too much detail that's catered to such minute aspects, but when they're all placed together to create that environment, that detail really comes to life and makes the game much more enjoyable, in my opinion.
Of course. And speaking of detail, I've been showing you the concepts and then the environment props. I think I did environment props and then concepts. Sorry, I misclicked. These are actually the iconography for the different races. These are not final. Again, these are work in progress.
Nice.
But these are some things that they're running.
So Renkai,
you can really
serpent.
see the differences in the cultures and the way that they do things and the type of iconography for each of them, which is really cool. Especially when it comes to flags and banners.
There's the denier.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big components of these cultures, there's a very rich history, and those histories are represented obviously in this graphics work on
definitely
sigils.
Like the
there's a lot of influences that are specific to those cultures. And you may not see any one, obviously.
Some of those
you
on
might see a whole
website
collection of these, depending on what aspect of that culture you're looking at, right? Whether it be the military side or the economic side, the advanced scientific sides. Like, they all
very tree heavy there.
represent where these cultures have come from, and it's important to make sure we're on the ball with that and represent
you really want to unlock the lore for the the extra life stuff. Yeah, it's good, and it's gonna look cool too. Like the way that we're gonna be like visually and audibly sharing that information is gonna be neat. So I hope you all tune in, and I hope you all like it.
Renkais, yeah,
but of course, if you missed the stream, we'll be sharing those things on our YouTube channel as well. Beyond those things, we are also working on dynamic dungeon system planning. A lot of dungeon stuff is being worked on in regards to that.
Mysticisms or whatever.
Incorporating all the things from design side.
Don't have that many yet.
Yeah, the
Junior,
on the dungeon
there's
front,
a couple of those I really like.
With a few meetings with
bottom
Jeremy and
fist,
with the environment team, Brian Gans and and Michael Bacon. Just chatting about kind of what we've already expressed to you guys in the past on these design fronts is, these dungeons are going to be ever changing. There's going to be elements of them that reflect kind of the
very Middle Earth
structure throughout
very
the world.
Middle Earth. Same with the Pyre.
I would say it's kind of Middle Earth-like. Might change. Corridors might become open from time to time that are unique. New traps might be placed in random locations or
Game of
procedurally.
Thrones.
Just something that keeps this content, which typically in MMORPGs is very repetitive. Like you have a grind spot, you go to that grind spot, and you're just constantly there.
I'd say that'd be Middle Earth.
I think something to shake that up,
Same with
to make that more interesting, to make it fresh, right? That is the objective of the dungeon team. Is to identify technologies and develop those technologies in-house that can create a more eclectic atmosphere in these dungeon areas.
Yeah, beyond the dungeon system stuff, they're also working on building construction and destruction
the main
pipelines
looks really good.
For buildings. I think we'll be showing some videos of those in the upcoming months. I know they were working on some of it, but they weren't quite ready for Kyle to make some video of it. But we'll definitely show some of like the buildings being constructed and then deconstructed and what that looks like. I know there's been a curiosity in that, and we've shown some of it in the past. And some of you experienced it in Alpha 1. But it's only going to get better. That's like early stages of it. So it's even going to be more insane as we move forward. And of course, they're working on world lighting improvements. And this last one, I actually have a video about, which is weather and season systems. They're doing a lot of research and development on this and building out the pipelines for it.
Is this the turtle?
Yes.
Okay,
do you want to talk a little about it?
Yeah, let's preface that just real quick.
Oh, I probably had myself muted the whole time, didn't I?
Reiterating the comments I made about the subtleties and immersion aspects of the game.
For the Dunir, for the Dwarves.
But also
we're going to
from
take it to the
standpoint. And many times
I sound more like
your
a
environment in game changes based on where you're located. Right? They might be weather, might be time of day, might be seasonal. Like those components.
I almost need to get like one of those tubes, breathing tubes or something. I can just like
visual way
have that constantly mixed in with my oxygen.
Not just from an environmental,
and then that would be my Dunir
perspective, but also to the things you own, right? So mounts being one of those things that you own will interact with the seasons
or
the time of
figure out the voice modulator.
And they'll do so on an FX front.
And try and match my voice as closely as possible to it.
Complementary colors and flowers that might be available. So what you're going to see here in a moment is a demonstration of how one particular mount, I can't remember the name of this one, I know it's a turtle, but what is it called?
This is the Terrapin.
Yikes.
The Terrapin. Yeah. So the Terrapin tortoise. The Terrapin tortoise, as you'll see in just a moment.
I know, it sounds so menacing, doesn't it?
This is not
yeah, exactly. It's just an example. Has a little tree that sticks out of its shell.
Yeah.
And around that tree are some effects that's intended. And on that tree are some blossoms and blooms that are intended. And you'll see how they interact with the seasonal and time of day changes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
In just a second.
All right, I'll play the video.
That sounds really awesome. Oh, I got lots of little butterflies. I think it's phosphorescent. Oh, neat. That makes the mount way cooler than it was before. So like the daylight and stuff has little flowers that bloom and whatnot. And then at nighttime it's just leaves and phosphorescence. So I guess it's seasonal too, they said. So it's probably what, spring? And then the more would be like summer. Could be fall there. That looks really cool. I don't think I'm going to get a mount like that personally, but I think that looks really cool though. That'd be a fun thing to watch.
All right. Yeah. So again, I just want to preface that like we're just using this example, but we could use this type of tech for a lot of things, not just mounts. We're just showcasing it on mounts as an example of how it could work. And like this is actually, you can pop in the game right now and change the daylight and change the weather, and it automatically does this for this mount.
Yeah, this is in game now, and you know, obviously different. I think there's going to be a way that we're going to implement this on a design perspective as well. Mounts will have rarities, right? And those rarities will be, I think, respective not only of their skill selection that they were either bred with or acquired with, right? But also, as it scales in rarity, you're going to see effects like these come online, the ability for that mount to represent. But as Margaret said, this is not just on the mount front. This is something that I think allows us to integrate both the visual component of an environment that you see, but also incorporate effects as part of that environment and that change accordingly to other things that are going on in the world. And I think that's a really cool component. Jim Sanders did a great job.
That looks really nice. I like that effect. I mean, that's definitely something unique. I don't think I've seen that anywhere else.
To the point where he's like, I don't even know how this works.
Absolutely.
I need an engineer.
I like Vale Mistwarden says like housing.
Yeah,
exactly. You're 100%
your
correct.
trees
so
and
the types of
your freehold,
the types of birds you might see, right, that are flying around. Or, you know, maybe during spring you have. Oops, sorry about that. Maybe during spring you have some like hummingbird feeders. You know what I mean?
That'd
like
be really neat.
There's a lot of cool things that are capable with this type of system that add just an extra oomph of character.
And that's not it. We have more stuff for you. The environment team has also been working on some prop tech, which I will show you a video of right now. So for instance, like this allows them to kind of use like an object, but be able to like change the textures on it to make it kind of look like a different object. Kind of grouping objects together really easily, changing what they look like. Dynamically, a lot of interesting stuff like that. That's going to help us with nodes a lot.
Definitely do near barrels.
And I think I have another video here that assists with that as well, which is kind of like a clutter thing.
See, I would get the queen size
so
bed
it's basically,
there.
I don't know how to explain it. It's basically
really cool.
like how objects are laid on a table. It like auto populates it to look different.
I see.
I call it clutter, or they call it clutter. So I don't know.
So in Editor, you have these, you have these little props that sometimes sit on top of other props. And Margaret gave the example of like potions or food
or bread,
cups or whatever, right? And this is just a quick way for designers to utilize what assets the environment team is providing them and randomly shuffle these assets on top of another prop, essentially, so that there's a greater diversity, attention to detail on these environments.
And the size of
objects. That's really smart.
It's crazy.
That's really smart. I like that.
It's pretty amazing. You could pull a crate, and then all of a sudden it's just like, here's a group of them. Here's a different formation of them. Here's the type, the race, and then this stuff is really neat. Just being able to place the objects.
Yeah.
I was telling them how I would love this tech on a user side
make
too,
the game
for when
feel
we're placing
so
objects
repetitive.
in a and they looked at Bacon was like, not yet, Margaret.
Calm down, Margaret.
Yeah. I'm like, but
it's different. It's a little different to do in runtime.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's entirely possible, right? But this is really just intended for the designers.
I'm a huge Sims player, so this stuff excites me. But yeah, so that is environment stuff, and then we'll move on to character. We are going a little long. We'll try to get through this quickly. So next up, wrong thing.
We got half an hour to go.
Video.
No, this is the tortoise. It was playing. So next up, we've got quite a few things. We'll be showing off some stuff here, and this is obviously the Fel Bark Berserker.
Yeah, this is the completed armor set This was, I believe, Eli that worked on this. Great job, Eli Hurst. Did
it looks
awesome
kind of
job,
scary, right? Like you come,
just looking at this.
You come out of the bush or something like that.
Cool.
Like you
when
look
I was
like
designing
the thing,
this, I was like, I really want.
You could like
meld
in with the
background.
Armor,
Like,
people are walking by and they don't even see
it,
kind of thing.
You hear about it in a lot of like fantasy games and stuff, but you don't get to like see it. And I think it looks so sick.
Yeah, in Pathfinder they have
really
it's
good.
called oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's like Living Wood or something.
Oh yeah, I think it's called Living Wood.
I mean, if a dog runs up and pisses down your leg in that armor, you know that armor is doing what it's supposed to.
And this is the Pal Ward of the Custodian. The cosmetic version is going to be more platinum. I think this kind of has a little bit too much gold in it. Obviously, none of these are like final.
Well, look at the size of that axe. Axe head, though. Wow.
And they even made the weapons.
Great.
They look sick.
Was it Danny that did this one?
I'm not sure. I don't have all the names on my assets here. I should probably just put that in my notes.
We should do that.
In the future, I'll put it in my notes.
I think this is Danny. If it's not Danny, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's Danny.
And you saw this in Steven's video, the Plumed Halberdier.
Look at the colors. I just love the colors. I love light blue and white together.
Well, that whole set, this actually came with that other set. That whole set was kind of like that blue and like platinum gold.
That definitely doesn't look like something you'd want to see in a battle. Comes running at you.
Yeah, it looks great.
This set was really fun to design too.
He's got,
kind of
looks like he's got pretty powerful legs. It's
almost
like a raptor.
I know we needed some more armor pieces for some of the things that design is plotting.
By the way, I can smell what's happening right now.
Oh, is it good? Oh.
Yeah, it's like seeping through the walls into the office.
This is the Burrow Hawk. Well, they are starting at noon. They're starting the potluck.
I'm so ready for some food.
I believe this is a you design, Stephen.
Yes, that's a little bird.
The Burrow Hawk.
The Burrow Hawk.
It's got like a fox body.
A fox body.
Yep. Yeah. Fox.
Called it.
Body.
There we go.
Yeah, looks sick.
Loving the wing work. Feathers look
Burrow
great.
Hawk, so I'm guessing it burrows underground.
And then we
like
have
our
Oath.
Oh, look at that
which
bear.
I think you guys have seen, or Oath Bearer. I think you guys have seen him before. There's been some changes and
I'm
updates.
so ready for a polar bear variant of this.
I think he made a polar bear version already.
I know. Ash mentioned it, and Atkins is like, "I already got you covered, buddy."
Yeah, and he like shared it. It looks good. It's not completely ready to show yet, but yeah, that's there. And then we have our Purgle.
I was watching. Just a quick note.
Wait a minute.
That guy's so cool. I love his colors.
It looked kind of cute, and then I'm like, has a pig's nose, like snail antennae
on HBO. I think it was called.
I mean, it's kind of cute.
What was that series called on HBO where they go through?
There's so many series on HBO.
Areas.
He's just like, what was that series on HBO?
No.
Which one, Steven? There's like
wait, where they have a polar bear and the polar bear attacks people.
Oh.
And he's like the king of the polar bears.
Here, like, kitty.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Materials?
He's so furry.
His Dark Materials.
You just want to hug him.
It's such a good show.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to watch it.
I would love the way this.
And then he'll bite you with those fangs.
Ash just messaged me. Ash mentioned having a polar bear variant. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like
I'd like to see a polar bear variant. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. We definitely will have a polar bear version. And then this is the Purgle. Little cutie pie. Stuff of my nightmares. I was like, I want a pig and like a squirrel, and I want them to have a baby.
I really see the animations for this guy mirroring that of a squirrel.
Yeah, that's what I imagined.
Okay,
it was that's what I imagined. I don't know what the artists are going to do, but when I was designing this,
but what kind of
was
sound is it
going
to make?
A squirrel and a pig had a baby.
Yeah, just running around real fast, jumping on things,
and like sniffing
jumping on your
with
shoulder,
snout, like it finds
eating with its little hands and stuff.
Yeah.
And then squealing and snorting.
Kind of rubbing its horns on like the trees to like get nuts to shake off and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Sunfrog said, smart as a pig, fast as a squirrel.
Next up, you did see these, so I won't linger on them too long. But this is the new Dawnbreaker Wings. You've seen these as like concept pieces, I think, in the past, but now these are in game as 3D models that you can see. Stephen was flying them around as well. Next up, we've got the Sentinel great coat, which a lot of people tell me is like the Jon Snow.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely has a Jon Snow vibe.
I'm like, they aren't the first people to use dark armor and cloak or like fur on cloaks. But yeah, it's looking pretty sick. And then, of course, the Prowler of Perdition, which is, I know, a fan favorite.
Oh, wow.
Is now created. And this is one of Toast's favorites.
It's like a spectral lion.
So this set was one of her faves. So there you go. That bad boy. And I think I have a turntable of him. Yeah. Reminder that these turntables are like them in their T-pose. That's why they look a little strange. But it gives you like the high
like
def.
that in game.
Yeah.
The defense
tails like that.
It has a barb at the end.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Like shoots out like acid or something.
I know.
And then, you know, we try not to give you guys too much stuff that's like in-game achievables.
Yeah, we don't exactly.
We want you to see them in game and
to discover that. Exactly.
But we'll give you a little teaser.
Yeah.
So this one is the Skinwalker.
This is nice the Skinwalker.
Puppy. This is something that can be discovered and acquired in game.
He's a nice looking doggo. I want it.
As you can tell by its
I want one.
Saddle.
That'd be good for Halloween for sure.
Yeah. And to remind you, the cosmetic stuff helps us design the world. So those are what we use for NPC variations and creatures and filling up the world and making the world feel lively. So just keeping that in mind too, because we get a lot of questions regarding that. And you're really helping us build the world.
And part of the reason why we like to show sometimes, even though we want to keep a majority of the in-game achievable stuff kind of under wraps, because again, about that discovery component, this does give you at least a marker point for quality comparison to the cosmetics that we've provided as well.
I mean, look at that.
You can see the
saddle.
Detail. Exactly.
Yeah,
you can see the detail that's available on the in-game assets, as well as the cosmetics, and see that they're comparable.
Yeah. The detail on this saddle is just phenomenal. I want like armor like that. I could see the back piece that's on like the saddle being something like on the back of your head, like one of those weird. What are those things called?
Yes, I know what you're talking
about.
They're
like weird things that people have in the back, like dials, like almost like a crown, but it's in the back of your head. Someone knows what it is, but
it's like floating behind you.
Yeah, they like float. Well, they don't have to float. They could be part of your armor too. But yeah, super cool. With that, gonna move into our Q&A. But I did want to touch on a couple things that the art team is working on as well.
Yeah, they're moving along really well.
Just to give you guys, some deets, because we like to give you them. They are obviously creating a lot of NPC armor sets, weapons, mounts, as per usual. Doing all of that jazz. They're also working on a lot of 5-tier armor sets that will be incorporated with dungeons and quest lines. The design team's doing a lot of really cool epic quest lines, and they'll be incorporating a lot of those for those. They're working on the character creator, which I know everyone's very, very interested in. We don't really want to show you screenshots of the character creator. We really want to show you it working, and so when we're ready to share that with you, we will. But they're kind of moving along with that. They're figuring out where the limits of customization should be: body scaling, proportion scaling, musculature things, and making sure that everything's working. And then exposing tint control for players. That's going to be kind of like their initial task, so that whenever you guys are playing, you're able to kind of really make your character look, unique. And that includes like skin, hair, and eyes. And Steven had a really funny one he shared with the.
I want to make my junk really big. I'm tired of being hung like a gerbil, gerbil on an ice cube.
No,
I want to make my cod piece so big I can bathe in it.
Call him Swole Boy.
I want to be swole.
It's like this little dwarf.
I want to be super swole.
And then, of course, we have a lot of advancements on performance while they're trying to get the better fidelity of lighting and materials. They're also continuing to focus on the character and environment material unification. This is so that we can kind of use stuff across the board, and that will also allow us to have better performance. So we're not having 5 different leather textures. They can actually use them for all of character and environment stuff, right? And then they're trying to get the look and the feel of characters and make sure that they're very because that's very important to them. So they're doing a lot more tests with environments and lighting, and making sure that when you actually create your character and you're in the game, that it kind of looks like what you create in character create. And they'll be moving forward with Nakua and Renkai and Dunir models. So you'll be seeing a lot of these coming.
Nice.
That includes skin, head, tattoos, hairs, facial hairstyles. And then just in general, they're just trying to work on a lot more hairstyles for all the different races.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can match a hairstyle
as well.
For
and I think I covered all of the things, unless you think there's anything I'm missing, Steven.
Let this grow out for the rest of the year here.
And
see where I can get.
Costume's very hot. It's starting to get hot.
All right, let's get into the Q&A section.
It's getting
really quick.
Let's identify 3 top questions in the Q&A.
Oh, I'll just go with the first 3 then.
Okay.
Fair.
Sure.
Asa here from crafting, or about crafting, wants to know from the forums, is it decided whether hunting certificates will sometimes/always also act as crafting materials, or if these 2 concepts are completely separate?
Generally, the hunting certificates are not intended to be part of any type of crafting materials. So they are purely intended as an alternative mechanic to acquiring gold. And then additionally as a payment method for housing taxes, as well as citizenship dues. So that is the intended the intended use of the hunting certificate system.
All right. And then Magic Man wants to know about world interactivity. Will there be objects in the world of Vera that give certain utility or mobility buffs? Example, a mushroom that makes you jump higher when stepped on.
A mushroom that makes you taller.
Ooh, I like
that. Piece of cake that makes you smaller.
There are certain objects that can be placed by design. Some of those might be ladders. They could be slides. They could be different mobility things. Whether or not specifically there's a mushroom that lets you jump high, probably not.
They could be spongy. That'd be cool.
Knows? I don't know. It could be part of like a jumping puzzle or something. But yeah, no,
we have jumping puzzles already.
I know. The intent is that yes, there are going to be unique, I think, mobility objects in the world, such as ladders and slides and stuff like that. And those would primarily be found in certain types of like dungeon settings.
Neat idea they have with the turtle.
Jumping puzzles or hard to navigate areas.
Okay, cool. And Lashing from the forum wants to know about consumables. Will buffs from food and consumables persist through death?
Probably not.
Or like you chug a potion, you die, it's done.
It depends on the consumable. There might be some very high grade consumables that do persist. But generally, buffs will not persist past death.
Yeah, that sounds
fair. For the most part, buffs will not persist past. If they do, it's a very unique or high-end buff.
Okay, that's 3.
Yeah, when you die, kind of everything.
All right, one more. He's giving you one more. Tyrannothraxis wants to know about exploration. Do you plan on having account-wide map exploration and knowledge, or will maps be specific to your individual character?
That's a good question.
I think there's
a lively discussion about that actually at the moment, and tying that into kind of the library system as we've outlined previously, and cartography and the map making systems, whether or not maps will update geographic location advancements such as node advancements unless you've been recently to that area or have at least acquired that information from a central area like a library. That has the cartography stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess answer to that is don't know yet. We will see. That's something that's actively being discussed.
I think you need to explore.
Sometimes we won't have the exact specific answer.
Now, not saying you have a freehold that all your characters have access to with a cartography or a library. Then your new character goes there, and
let's go to 12:15. We'll go to 12:15.
Okay, all right.
However many let's do speed round. We'll do speed rounds.
Okay, we only have 10. So our next question is
we'll just do all 10. That's fine.
Yawanak wants to know about development. What are some lessons learned from other or recent MMORPG releases? And did any technical aspects of Ashes of Creation get considered as results?
Sounds like a trick question.
It is a trick question. We all know what they're trying. We know what you're trying to do.
Get me in trouble. This is gonna get me in trouble.
Don't worry, I'll keep you from getting in trouble.
Anything learned from recent game launches? Well, I think that there's a general thing learned about game launches as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Not recent or otherwise. But that, sometimes in game development, you have outside influences that can push release dates forward. And that can be a dangerous thing because both from a quality assurance perspective, making sure that the game has had enough time to sit in that polish phase, in that bug fixing phase, because launching an MMO is a very unique occurrence from a game world perspective, because persistence is an important thing. That persistence of your
you don't want to
achievements
rush it.
And
even
the
if
economy,
you think you've
and
found something that makes you
going through content, right? Like you get one server launch, and if that gets messed up, like what do? You restart the server, or it's like a whack-a-mole process, right? So taking your time is a luxury not every project has. At the same time, you have to balance what taking your time means, because if you have announced a project like we have, and you have active updates monthly, and people are part of the community and anticipating that project and want to play the game, there is a patience level. There is a patience endpoint as well. So I think having constant communication with your player base is extremely important. Having a very dedicated and good community team like Margaret and her team is a very important bridge for that communication to the developers. And as long as you guys are seeing that progress, you're seeing that development, we are feeling comfortable making sure we don't rush this thing, because rushing this thing can get us in the same place that some other games we all have played have gotten to, which is not a good place to be sometimes. We're lucky we don't have those outside influences, right?
Steven is the influence.
He cracks the whip. I do crack. Sometimes, I try to delegate that cracking of the whip responsibility mostly to production, but sometimes, yes, you do have to crack the whip. But anyways, that would be my takeaway from, game launches in general, recent or otherwise.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about, even in this update, if you go earlier, we talked about how, when it comes to different systems or UI or whatever it might be, we learn a lot from different games of what things we like, what things we think we can improve with ours, systems that we can make better, or systems that we like. So I think that we constantly are looking at what other products are doing. As gamers ourselves, we just want to have fun. So I think it all incorporates.
I think it's important to note that any intelligent person is going to look at what is being done within their market sphere, right? That space. There's great additions that can be had because of it. There's revisions that can be had. There's we can walk back some design ideas because another game has helped kind of take that idea and prototype it themselves in their launch, and that's fine. Like it is what it is. But
some people are going to have similar ideas.
The rule is communicate with your players and take the time necessary to make sure that the quality assurance of your game is good,
and that's going to happen,
and that the design loops are
going to run into
people
solid,
because MMOs
could be in two different development teams, but
and
have
your
similar
performance,
ideas.
And that performance is not just game client performance; it's also server performance is going to be important.
Systems as well. How that system performs in the core gameplay loop, right? That's another important component. But yes, sorry, go ahead. Next one.
No, you're okay. Next one is from Dabpoor G.
So much for rapid fire.
I know, so much for rapid fire. We got into it. Alpha 2. When you move into Alpha 2 phase of testing, do you have any predictions, hopes, or goals concerning server population / capacity?
Yeah, we're aiming for between 8,000 to 10,000 concurrent users on a per world shard basis. We feel very confident in that ability. We are also looking for very large battles as well, and we feel confident on that front also. So those are our goals, and we're sticking to them.
Yeah. Anduin wants to know about lore. What are the average lifespans for each of the major races of Vera? Maybe we can't give that information right now.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, from a traditional fantasy perspective, especially kind of precedence on races that like D&D has, I think, a similar concept for race
like elves
lifespans.
live much longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you can look to that front and kind of draw some similarities. But yeah, that stuff will probably be outlined as we reveal more information on the races.
And if you,
as a result of the character creator,
unlock some of the lore from the Extra Life, you'll get some little teasers of bits of some of that as well. Tirakel wants to know about combat. How do you foresee projectiles working in terms of any differences between firing them in action or tab-targeted combat?
That's a good question that we recently had some discussion about.
I heard some.
Obviously, there's some concern when it comes to projectiles and hitboxes, especially when races have variant hitbox sizes. And in that regard, we're going to look to kind of doing something on the capsule base aspect, because most capsules, and their bases will be relative in size. So something that the design and engineering team are looking towards, and you'll probably get more information on that as we draw closer to Alpha 2 and kind of outline some of the work we've done on the action combat front, I think.
All right, and then Karthos wants to know about ships. For ships with
that being
variable
said,
/ utility or variable utility / weapon locations, is this assignment done when the ship is first created, or can it be changed when the owner desires?
This would be something that's done at the creation stage of the ship. So if there are variable locations that are available as part of the blueprint of that particular ship's design, those elections would be made prior to construction completion.
All right, and Song Rune wants to know about housing. Is there any plan to have furniture items behave in which they have effects that can be used up and need to be repaired or replaced, or will this be related in some way to no destruction? So basically, like things having effects that could get consumed or destroyed.
No, I don't think we have any plans on the furniture / housing side that are limited use aspect. I'm trying to think.
I mean, you could have furniture that just wears out over time.
Of my mind.
There's a lot there.
I know.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I would say tentatively no. I wouldn't say that's part of it.
When your freehold gets destroyed, you'll have like a blueprint.
Those things get sent back.
Yeah, so you'll be able to like reset it up pretty easy once you purchase a new freehold location, and whether that's in the town that you rebuild or is owned by a new ruler or you move it somewhere else. All right. And with that, we're going to wrap up our October development update. We hope that you have a spectacular rest of your month. Congratulations to all of the glorious Gourd winners. They were quite gorgeous, very talented community. We always love seeing all your fan art. Obviously, we've been displaying fan art all throughout this live stream. Please send us more. We love seeing those. You can do that over on our forums in the community creation section, or you can just share them with us on social media. We're at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. We are going to be doing our Extra Life 24-hour live stream November 6th, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
You will not want to miss it.
Yes, and I just want to jump on that point real quick. Is our community has done an amazing job over the years in showing what gamers with a purpose can do to help other people, especially to help children. Extra Life, I think, has done a great job, a great service, not just to
welcoming
and
inviting group. I mean, I know there's a lot of toxicity out there too, but to show overall, that we do care, gamers are and we show that generally the least discriminatory group.
Next Saturday, November 6th. Whether you're donating or just showing up to watch and lend your support from a viewership standpoint, spread the word about November 6th, Saturday.
Yeah, so they're just going to go on about this for the next couple of minutes, and this is past tense. They've already talked about this, so really no point in watching the last few minutes of that because, it's in the past. So that's the October update. So I'm catching up of November, December, and January to catch up on. November, December, January, and of course, if I do one every once a week, so I'm thinking probably doing once a week. I'll probably almost have the February one on time. So what I'll try and do is maybe try and do the February one live. I'll have to schedule myself around work-wise for that. Hopefully I can do that. But, probably in a few days, I will do the November update. But what did we see in this one here? Well, I really like the effect with the turtle, with that seasonal thing. I mean, that's really cool. It's definitely going to make the game look and feel more lived in to see that kind of stuff happening. I really like when they show the table and all the fruits and stuff on them. They drag it around and that would auto-generate. That's really cool too. So you're not seeing every building, has the exact same assets. They're just moved in a different position. They can have similar assets. But it's like everybody had you remember the big couch with all the flowers on it. When you look back at pictures from like the 60s and 70s, that's what everybody owned. It's kind of how MMOs feel a lot of the time, where now, everybody's got a different kind of couch kind of thing, right? But some still look similar. And so that's definitely, I think, going to make the world look a little more individual, a little more creative, and I like that. So some really good things to mount. The animal husbandry thing, I think that's hopefully just the tip of the iceberg. I can imagine that's going to get a lot bigger, better. There's going to be a lot more to it. And like I said, I think that's going to be a bit of a sub game within the game already, right? It's like WoW has Pokemon, it's kind of, I guess something along those same lines. So, or RLcraft has almost like a Pokemon thing with the Lycanites system. So, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all. It's good stuff. I mean, it is forward progress. We are in that time between Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 where there's going to be a lot of this. You're not going to see a lot, right? Because a lot of it is, like they said, it's going back to the engineering. It's going back to, those core systems, beefing them up, adding the variety and variance to them that they need, and making sure that they all work as a core system coming out. So I could almost expect that even before we get to an official Alpha 2, before we get to an official Alpha 2, that there will be spot test invites for people just to come in and just double check some of these things, right? Just because they need the numbers, just to double check a couple of these core systems and whatnot. That'd be something that I would expect, and that would be perfectly normal, natural, and okay. Because you want to test these things to be doubly, triply, quadruply sure that they're working as intended. But again, good stuff, even though this is what would normally be really, really slow. I think I've even said that in previous videos that, there's not going to be a whole lot coming out for a few months after the Alpha 1. And, they're still showing us some good stuff. They're still showing us hints of what we can expect in the future, especially with the animal husbandry and stuff like that. So, yeah, really good stuff. So, I want to thank everybody who's come out to watch. And Meadow Hawk, Lunar Side was here, and we've had a few other people. And thank you guys for coming and joining me in chat. I also want to do a big, huge thank you to my subscribers and followers from twitch.tv/BackAltar, Upfront Poop Dog, Random Runes, Fenrir, Zero Air, and we have Liger Gaming and Stroud as well. It's a big, huge thank you to all of you guys. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell button, whatever you do on Rumble. I don't know, but please leave a comment for sure. I do try to reply to comments as much as I can, and I really would like to see your thoughts and opinions on my thoughts and opinions. And with that, thank you guys again so very much. Until next time, I'm BackAltar.